Hey there, Amazon's new television show, The Boys, is smarter than you think. As a young man, I used to really love hyper-violent content. As I've gotten older, however, I've gotten less and less interested in that sort of thing. One of the turning points in my taste for gore was the comic book series The Boys, first released in 2006. Garth Ennis, the writer, had produced some of my all-time favorite characters and storylines, stuff I still adore to this day, but the over-the-top violence and nihilism in The Boys was just something I felt I had seen before, and that I had outgrown. I dropped the series pretty quickly. That's why I'm so surprised and pleased by Amazon's television version of Ennis's series. Make no mistake, it is egregiously over-the-top hyper-violent, and I would not recommend it to anybody without a high tolerance for that sort of thing. But what the show does, much more than the source material, is take concrete aim at one of the world's most deserving targets, the US military-industrial complex. The comic book played with these themes as well, but in the show, which is a lot less surreal, the critique actually has some bite. Captain America: Winter Soldier, a film from 2014, was the previous high point for political commentary in superhero media. In it, Captain America realizes that he has been betrayed by his superiors in the US government. It's great fun, but the film chickens out. It relies on the idea of some secret society with hidden powers and evil supervillain agendas. In The Boys, the agenda of the bad guys, if that term even applies, is exactly the real-world agenda of every US and European defense contractor.
Hello, I'm Madeline Stillwell, Senior Vice President of Hero Management at Vought International.
Vought International is trying to get the US military to buy more of its weapons than the other guy's weapons. Vought International's weapons just happen to be superheroes.
From Soldier Boy to the Seven, we provide the world with the safety, service, and the super it deserves.
The show even goes so far as to mention the names of real US defense contractors as the competition, which I found surprising and a bit thrilling. I also found the show to be horrifically true to life in that there weren't any supervillains other than the people who were supposed to be protecting us. The boys, the avenging anti-heroes at the center of the show, were all fans and supporters of the heroes they target before they were betrayed in a variety of horrific ways. The other terrorists and petty criminals in the show were just convenient props for the real forces at work. This made me think quite directly of ISIS and Al-Qaeda, organizations which are very much the consequence, unintended and intended, of the superpower forces unleashed by the United States. Also, the show's depiction of the CIA made a lot of sense to me too. In the show, the CIA doesn't know much, and they're a lot more interested in defending bureaucratic territory than they are in defending the country. For Vought International, the superhero defense contractor at the heart of the show, the worse things got, the more successful the company was. Any peek at the stock price of a defense company like Raytheon over the course of our forever failing forever war will tell you that that's the case in the real world as well. In another context, I might have found the hyper-violence of the show distasteful, but I think it serves a real purpose in The Boys. We are so desperate for non-glorious depictions of war in mass media that many commentators pointed to one of the final episodes of Game of Thrones as useful. The hope was that viewers might connect a few scenes from a dragon show to the horrors wrought by US munitions in Iraq and Yemen. I think Amazon's The Boys and its violence does a much better job of this. The violence is casual, massive, and often played for laughs. The callous sacrifice of life for profit portrayed on The Boys strikes me as a lot more true to the headlines than any of the glorious agony on the Dragon show. Amazon's new TV show is a grim, gritty, and very effective critique of modern politics and war. The message is pretty clear and consistently delivered across the series. This is surprising because Amazon's high-budget TV output has been very pro-war so far. The Man in the High Castle is a pretty but ridiculous fable about the Nazi occupation of the United States. Jack Ryan was so nauseatingly pro-war on terror that I couldn't make it past the first episode, which was based in a Yemen where somehow the United States were the good guys. Jack Ryan Season 2 will apparently be based in Venezuela, which is pretty gross. Pro-war content makes sense for Amazon, which is currently trying to win a $10 billion contract from the Pentagon. That's another reason this new TV show is such a pleasant surprise. Amazon is acting against its interest by producing something this anti-arms industry. There are obviously dozens of TV shows and movies that do a better, more respectful job of depicting modern war on the ground. But the first season of The Boys is the best pop culture representation of the grubby politics and economics behind our modern wars that I have ever seen. If you don't mind the gore, I think it's very worth checking out. Thanks for watching, please subscribe, and click on the bell next to the subscribe button to get notifications whenever I upload a video. Thanks.